Thanks so much for joining Dating with Katy, where in 15 minutes, I'm going to share with you how do you know if somebody is out of your league? Now, I have to tell you that today's podcast, I created this little system. It's going to help you solidify kind of where you range on the dating scale. Now, let's be honest. We all know the 1 through 10 scale. This is going to help you see kind of where you're at and if you need to improve in some dating areas. Well, first, I want to thank you all for listening. You guys, I have hit 10,000 listens. It's so exciting to me. I have lots of subscribers out on YouTube and Spotify. Wherever you're at, go ahead and click that subscribe button. It just makes me so happy to know that I am changing some dating lives. As a matter of fact, I was on a Zoom call with a client the other day, and he said, Katy, I've listened to every single one of your podcasts, all in sequential order, and he's on number 30 right now. Well, guess what I have for him? The last two I just made, I believe it's 34 and 35, those are really near and dear to my heart. That really speaks to the relationship that I'm currently in and some things that we've had to figure out. It has to do with trust, and then the other podcast had to do with his EQ and, my EQ, which is your emotional quotient, where today I'm actually going to be teaching on my version of what I call the DQ. What is your dating quotient? And this is going to help you kind of assess and align with who you're truly compatible with. Now, if you haven't checked out my 5 C's, that's back a few podcasts, you want to listen to that as well, because my next podcast is going to show you how you can hit an 80 out of 100 mark in a relationship by knowing what your score is in the 5 C's. So I am no math major, but I like to make things applicable and practical in my life and in my dating life. So here, let's get started with today's DQ. All right, so we've heard this question, hey, Katy, am I dating outside of my league? How do I know when someone's outside of your league? Well, here's the truth, is that across the board, you are always going to attract your equal. And when I say that, that means if you put in the effort, you will eventually, and it doesn't always happen immediately, eventually find someone who is your equal. But sadly, you're also going to get the lesser. So let's say, and we're going to start with numbers. On a scale of 1 to 10, you believe you're an 8. Okay, and I'll show you how to calculate that and how you can make it even better. But you're going to get an 8 eventually because that's what you deserve and that's kind of your equal. But I've got to be honest, the 6 is still going to hit on you. And ladies, you're going to see this a lot now because men do not meet you organically. So online, you're going to have guys who are nowhere near as good looking as you. They're not as financially strong as you. They are not in the same ballpark as you are, and they're hitting outside of their league in hopes that. And this is why, because it's so easy to do it online. They're not going to lose anything. They're going to save face. They could be in their basement somewhere. They could be at their mother's house. So sadly, these guys are still going to try. But remember, you deserve your equal. So don't be surprised when the lesser is hitting on you as well. And it goes both ways. I know men, a lot of you are the caliber of man that you are, your value set, your work ethic. And some of these lesser women are trying to latch on to you, get in with you. So be reminded that that is going to happen. So this is what you need to do to make sure that you are attracting that equal. Now, I've talked about a lot of things. If you go back through many of my podcasts, I am a believer. The 4 foundations. It's my second podcast. Hugely listened to. Please go back and listen to those. It's about making sure that you've done the work to be a quality person in dating. And you guys know that you would be my 20 percenters. So let's get to the DQ here. Now, I made this up. I just want to have a little disclaimer. But at the end of the day, even when I'm talking to other matchmakers, even when I'm looking at photos of people that I could be matching, there's multiple things that I look at. I don't look just at a photo. And yes, I'm sorry, but I want a photo. I want the photo of her and the photo of him to look good if they were together. I always think, would they look cute in a marriage photo? And yes, there are some wonky looking couples, and we all kind of roll our eyes at them. I mean, there are definitely celebrity couples that we all think, really? Like, what is that attraction there? You've been out and you've seen that old guy with the young girl, whatever, that's up to them. But when I work and do my matchmaking, I want to make sure the couples look cute, like so darn cute together that equates equality right there. So the first thing I want you to rate yourself on, and now this is going to be on a scale of 1 to 10. You can give yourself an 8.2. You can give yourself a 7.5. It doesn't have to be a perfect number. But you are going to eventually add these up and divide by 50 because the total points you can have is 50 out of these 5 different topics. And these are the 5 topics that I look for in creating a couple and how you should score yourself. So number 1 is going to be your looks. Yes, we are all visual, men and women. How good looking are you? Let's really get honest with ourselves. Are you staying current? Are your clothes current? If you know anything, you know I'm all about the style and fashion. And guys, you should have by now a dark blue jeans, crisp white shirt, and a blue blazer with a pocket square, please. Ladies, you know I'm all about the high heels. As Tim Gunn says, flats are for quitters. You need to have a great dress that you can wear on date night, or some skinny jeans and a super cute top. Show a little skin, be a little seductive and sexy. There is nothing wrong with that. So in your look, are you staying current? Are you stylish? Are you in shape? Health is another part of how you look and are perceived to the world. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you couple all of those pieces? And go ahead and write that score down, I dare you. I mean, for myself, I'm 46. I feel like I keep myself very well. I'm very much into health and wellness. My skin looks good. I do use fillers and Botox, and I love them. I'm a proponent. Some of you gentlemen need to get it. You look very aged. And, you say you're 58, but you look like you're 65. Get a little Botox in the forehead. No one is going to know. I promise you. Email me if you need details on that. Ladies, some of you, again, you have a young spirit, but you're looking weathered. So do what you need to do and what you can afford in that. But also it comes in context with what you're wearing. So if I were to score myself on my looks by staying current, am I stylish? Am I in shape? And do I feel beautiful? I would give myself a 9. Now, let me say this. I'm going to always give you my truth of my number. I could give myself an 8.5, a 9. I'm kind of in there. It depends on the day, right? Some days I'm in sweats and I don't look so great. Other days I'm like, okay, I'm a hard 9. I'm looking good. Now, I'm gonna test myself to Heidi Klum. I think Heidi Klum is just gorgeous all around. Heidi Klum for looks, to me, is a 10. She's beautiful, she's gorgeous, she's natural, she's been keeping it that way, still looking young. So I'm giving Heidi a 10. I'm giving me a 9, an 8.59. Okay, number 2, this is important on both sides of the story. Again, how fun and how funny are you? I know both teams are looking for someone in their life who is positive, who's happy. Look, as my girlfriend Nushin always says, she says, Katy, if you were stuck in a closet with somebody, and I'm not sure when or if that would ever happen, but she's got a point, would you have fun with that person? And the question is, are you that fun person? So give yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, how fun are you? Now, again, I'm going to use me and I'm going to use Heidi Klum. Heidi Klum's life looks pretty amazing. She looks like a fun mom. She seems to be doing life well. So I'm going to give her like a 9. I don't know her personally, but I'm going to give myself an 8.59. Now, I love to have fun. And a lot of you have seen a lot of my pictures on Instagram. I do a lot of fun things. I think I can be kind of quirky funny. I do remember one time my dad said I was funny, which was a rare compliment coming from my father. So I do make myself laugh. I mean, there's definitely things about life that I keep fun, and I do like to bring that joy to who I'm with in a relationship. So again, 8.59. I mean, there are days that I'm down, but for the most part, I am a joyful, happy, fun person. All right, so we've got looks, and then we've got how fun are you? Let's go to number 3, and this is easy for some people and not so easy for others. How smart are you? Now, it's not just SAT smart. I did terrible in my SATs. I scored not even 1,000. Thank God all of my children have surpassed me in the best of ways. But how smart are you about life? How interested and curious are you in learning new things? How well traveled are you? How street smart are you? Those things also kind of play in. And when I look at that and look at myself, I'm a very curious bird. I love to learn about all different kinds of things. As a matter of fact, I like to say I know a little bit about a lot. So I can always have touching points with anybody who walks in a room. I literally can find some sort of connection. And ladies, I do encourage you to always have something you can talk about with guys. So whether it's golf, whether it's F1, football, like have something that shows that you care about male stuff as well. And guys, look, I'm not expecting you to talk about shopping or, designers all day long, but it's easier as a woman to always be able to bring up topics that men like. And guys, always just be interested in listening. So in the smart scale on myself, I can be honest and say, although I did graduate with 2 college degrees, a Spanish degree and a sociology degree. Now, I'm surely not a doctor in that sense, but I love life and I'm curious to learn. I want to be with a partner who is growing me. I want to be able to grow and teach. I have a growth mindset. I love self-help. obviously. So do you. So I'm going to say kudos for that. So make sure that you are going to score yourself well on this. But on the scale of 1 to 10, again, I'm probably going to give myself like, I don't know, what did I write here? An 8. Okay, an 8.5 for sure. An 8.5, 9. Again, I feel like I'm pretty strong in all of this. That's hence why I created this idea. But and please let me know if you think there might be another one we need to add in and divide out. So we've got how fun and funny are you? How good looking are you? How smart are you? Here's a big one too. How grounded are you? In this, for all of my listeners, none of you are shallow. And I can tell by my Instagram posts and by the value set that I share with you guys that you all care deeply about the bigger things in this world, that you all have a depth of character, which is so attractive, especially in this day and age of websites that are just for sex, websites that are just for sugar babies, websites, dating apps that are just for all of the wrong reasons. And you guys are not that. So I'm already going to say kudos again to you because you are grounded. You also have a sense of purpose in life. You have intention. You are stable. Life is good. If any of those things are not resonating, then you need to go down a little bit on the scale and you need to work on that specific thing. If you can think of it, maybe you're in a really hard time right now. Maybe you are not doing well financially. You need to get there. You need to get there so that grounded, life is good right now, that number can come up, because nobody wants to be set up with an unequal in that section of life, right? I am stable. My kids are quality. I'm not dealing with anything with them. I'm not going to go date someone whose kids are a mess, because I don't want to have to deal with that pain right now, because I have surfed it and done it well. So think about those things and the depth of character that you have. And of course, if your value set is strong and high, you're going to want someone that is compatible with that. So in the grounding part, again, I would give myself an 8.59. At the end of the day, I'm a salt of the earth girl. I want to be there for my people, and I want someone who's going to be there for me. And then the last one, I'm going to ask you about your confidence. Now, I talk about this in my 7 Steps to Sexy, because you can't con confidence. And it's super important. And confidence is a vibe. And you know the vibe because there are women and men who are desperate. They're desperate to be in a relationship. They're needy for a relationship. And that is not confidence. The way that you would show confidence is that you're okay being single. And not only are you okay, you actually trust the plan and you're patient in that. And you have got a calm and a peace. And that is true confidence. And here's the other part of confidence. You've done the work. So you've done the therapy. You have that proof that you are wanting to be calm and confident in your dating process. Now, the other thing to this, and just today my trainer was saying, Katy, the pheromones, they're real. When you are confident, you are going to be attracting more people. When you have that vibe, you know that you actually get hit on a lot, and there is that organic is actually happening to you. And so you kind of pull in people who want to be around you because you're confident and you're calm about what is next in your life. And it's going to be the best. So you don't have to be stressed out about it. Is that you? If you're not there right now, you might be a 5. You're like, oh, Katy, I don't know if that's me. But maybe you're working towards it. So you're a 6, 7. You're kind of confident, but you've got a couple things to work on. That's okay. All of these are for self-assessment. So ultimately, if we're going to do the deep dive and figure out who is our equal on a number scale, let's do this. And now, if any of you have seen the Crazy Hot Matrix, it's great. Old school video. You got to watch it. A woman who's hot is a 10, but then she's always crazy. So nobody wants to date the Crazy Hot Matrix 10, right? Because she's a little bit nutty. But the 8.5 is the girl. She's the unicorn. And actually, my Match.com name used to be I Am the Unicorn. So I'm not on it anymore. Somebody can have that. And you also have to know there's other subsets of definitions for unicorn. You might want to Google that, Urban Dictionary that. It also goes and plays into a couple other things. But nonetheless, you want to be that quality woman who's got a depth of character, quality guy who's depth of character, who's fun and funny, who's smart, who's good looking, who's sophisticated, who's well-rounded, who's diverse, who's educated. Boom. So let's do the math and find out where you stand. Now, again, add up all these numbers. I gave myself like an 8, a 9, an 8, a 9, a 9. Either way, when I add it all up, and to be honest, I'm gonna tell you that I believe I'm like an 8.2. I'm an 8.5 on a dressed up night. Like I feel like I am that crazy hot matrix 8.5 unicorn, but on a regular day, I'm an 8.2. So I did all the math. You take it, you divide it by 50, and what number did you get? Now, I know this is a little bit of a crazy, wonky idea, but let me know. I'd be curious to see what you think about yourself, see what number you got, and to see how that is working and attracting those numbers as well. All right, you guys, I always love your feedback. Make sure you email me, datingwithkaty@gmail.com. Go follow me on Instagram. DM me. I want to know, what is your DQ? All right, until next time.